This student is smoking weed. This student is smoking weed. This student is smoking weed. This student is smoking weed.
Hello, Dino Bitch. So, I already know the story, but I want to hear it from you. Why were you sent to my office by Vice Principal Wisdom?
Yes, Principal Wisdom. I was smoking weed in the bathroom and the weed alarm startled me, which caused me to shart my pants. But I didn't mean for any of the poop to end up on the floor and walls. The watery diarrhea ran down my legs so quickly that my hands couldn't scoop it all up. It was sensory overload.
I understand. And since you're being truthful, I'll just go ahead and tell you what's going to happen next. You're going to have a meeting with the board of directors, myself included, and there we will let you know your punishment. Expulsion from Wisdom School for being too wise is on the table, just so you know. But until then, all we need from you is a statement explaining your motivations behind your display of wisdom. Everything you say starting now contributes to that statement.
Sure thing, Principal Wisdom. My wisdom during that experience wasn't just a body-wise. It was also a mind-wise. Allow me to read you what I wrote during the experience. Our mindset and reaction to the suffering inherent within the human experience shape us as we move through life. If your mindset and reaction to life's suffering is distress and panic, then you've got a one-way ticket to madness. Better is it to have control over your mindset and reaction, or control over your mind. Here's a thought experiment that explains what I mean. Imagine you get abducted by the BDSM alien. The BDSM alien takes you to their spaceship and tells you that they will kill you and your family in horrific ways if you don't submit to their torture. You agree. The BDSM alien then starts to sodomize you with anal beads. And as the anal beads penetrate you one by one, a jolt of pain shocks your body each time. This is unavoidable pain. But the thing is, anal beads are bearable pain. So it would be silly to freak out and try to fight the BDSM alien because you can't control yourself when you feel pain. Better is it to control your mind as you submit to the BDSM alien, lest you and your family pay the ultimate price. Now, to ground that in reality, all that I want your takeaway from this thought experiment to be is this. It's preferable to be not overwhelmed, but to have control over your mind under the conditions of a dire emergency. And if you believe your life to be in dire need of positively changing, or else one day you won't be able to avoid a real emergency, then you should adopt the necessary habits and lifestyle that force you to learn how to control your mindset in reaction to life's suffering. You should learn to control your mind. Back to the anal bead analogy. Imagine a set of anal beads that is so long that all the individual anal beads along the line that connects them number to be the exact amount of events of suffering that you'll face in the order that you face them as you progress through life. This means that the anal beads, or events of suffering, vary in size, meaning that events of suffering vary in severity. And then you can imagine that the line that connects the anal beads represents the progression of your life through time. Each anal bead is unavoidable yet bearable pain. Suffering is unavoidable, yet bearable. And the more control you have over your mind, the more your suffering is negated. Here's a question. As you get penetrated by the anal beads of life, will you freak out, or will you control your mind? Personally, I enjoy fingering my ass, if you know what I mean.
Well said, Dino Bitch. So you're saying your actions in the bathroom are what unlocked this wisdom for you?
Actually, I believe it was the other way around, that the thinking came before the action. But yes, I was high as shit, covered in shit, while the weed alarm was loud as shit. It was under these conditions that I sat on the toilet writing for 20 minutes straight until I was ordered to get out by Vice Principal Wisdom. He told me that he could smell my wisdom from halfway across the school. So actually, it's in this way that I owe you and the administration my gratitude for allowing me to bask in my profound wisdom when you could have ordered me to get out as soon as the weed alarm started going off. In fact, I owe you more than my gratitude. I owe you my wisdom. I offer my wisdom to your mind as atonement for being too wise in the presence of your manifold wisdom. If such a gift bestows you with even less than a modicum of insight, I beseech you to pardon me of my wise crimes, lest I never be wise again within your hallowed establishment. I implore you, good sir, principle of wisdom, and my revered teacher.
Look into my mouth and tell me what you see.
One issue that some people might have with my perspective in this video is that my advice to just control your mind in the face of life suffering doesn't really work on people who have a higher average amount of suffering in their life. Average suffering can be imagined as the average size of your life's anal beads. And to that I say, I own that this advice is basically just pull yourself up by the bootstraps, because you can only rely on other people so much, and you can only escape reality for so long. And when you find yourself in a place where relying on external people/things isn't an option, which will be often, your only other option is to rely on yourself.